It's Thursday, which means we're thinking like entrepreneurs, and today we're going to talk about one of the biggest questions in business: how do you know when to hire? Hey, it's Erin Smith, owner and founder of the Starters Club and the Entrepreneur Summit, and welcome to another episode of Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday, where we discuss the mindset shift of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. Today I want to talk about a really important question because I've talked about, the process of hiring, how to hire. I've talked about one of the most important concepts of always working your way out of a job, aka you have to hire. So we're going to talk today about when exactly do you hire. Now there's two different areas when I would really look very crucially at hiring. First one is if you're starting, you always have to be able to pay somebody, okay? Like, I hate to say this is obvious, but always make sure you can pay somebody either with, part of your company, however you're going to pay them, but, you want to be able to pay them each time without freaking out every time the month rolls around that you can't afford payroll. So I know there's going to be some shaky times. Southwest, I'll tell you, they sold a plane to get payroll when they first were getting started. But anyway, you got to be able to pay them. So let's talk first and foremost. If you're starting and you've got some payment behind you, maybe you've got some investors in place and you're starting to build your team, I think one of the most important things you have to look at what are your weaknesses and fill in those slots. I think it's crucial. Don't find people who are going to do exactly what you do because you're just wasting your money. So let's say you are incredible at sales, okay? You can sell ice to an Eskimo, which is fantastic. Well, hiring another salesperson isn't going to be the right move right away, especially when you're trying to be strategic and, really crucial. You should be really tight on your spending, okay? So go and get somebody, maybe a technical guy or girl, somebody who's going to offset your weaknesses and fill in those blanks. Maybe you're great at closing the deal, but you're not so great at marketing and getting your name out there. Hire somebody who can do that for you. Look at your blanks and start filling them in. Another way to look at when do I know when to hire? Again, I would really be at a point where, like I said, you either have investor money coming in or you've got a strong stream of income, a predictable stream of income, let's put it that way. And you want to start bringing in people to take over tasks for you. I've heard people do it like this. I love this idea where you increment your tasks by $10 tasks, $100 tasks, $1,000 plus dollar tasks. You should always be working on the $1,000 plus tasks and be hiring out little by little those lower tasks. One of the things you can do is your household. Like, what are some things when you're first starting out that you can take off your plate that aren't going to be huge expenses, but when you start adding up the hours, they really do add up. Even 10 hours a week can add up quickly. So your lawn, your laundry, sometimes childcare. What are those things that you can take off that you can have somebody else help you with? Cooking, grocery shopping, very simple things to start, moving forward. Then really look, I want you to be very, very aware of where you're spending time. So many times we don't think it's just an hour here, an hour there. But when you're adding it up throughout the whole week, it's a 10-hour time slot that you're working on social media posts, or you're working on emails, or you're doing just minimal tasks that, yes, they're needed to grow your business, but your time is better served somewhere else. The business needs you somewhere else. So really start looking at the tasks that, I don't care if it's just a couple hours a week. A couple hours a week adds up very quickly, week after week after week. So really start looking at what are the things that you can start filling in on tasks that will help you grow. What are the things that you can have somebody take over for you? I just had this with the summit. I'm in the midst, as I'm recording this, we are in the middle of planning the summit. I was working literally 14-hour days, unable to complete my task list. And I can't physically do more than 14 hours a day, day after day after day. So I really had to look, and I just had a conversation with somebody today and said, all right, here's the things I need. Can you take this off my plate for me and take those on for me? And so that way I can, worry about this. What are the things that I absolutely can't outsource because they do need me to be a part of them versus what are the things I can begin to outsource to move forward? Really simple questions, but I'm telling you can make or break. Or, who's got great connections for me that I can have them work on sponsorship? Who can I bring on because I'm not strong at PR. I don't have the time to do PR. So who can I bring in as a team to do PR? Start looking at your weaknesses. Start looking at the places that you absolutely physically can't get to anymore, or just maybe you can, but your time is so much better served because the money you're making, the way you're building your business is stunted because of you. So weaknesses, find ways you're kind of, doing mundane tasks, really start taking those off your plate. Free up hours slowly and surely, even if it's minimal, $10 an hour tasks that you can offset. You shouldn't be doing those anyway. Focus and get yourself solely to a point where you're focusing on the $1,000+ tasks that's going to be bringing in money for you. So very simple thing. There's other videos, all Think Like an Entrepreneur, about how to hire, questions to ask when hiring, whether it's a service provider or employees or contractors, however it is. But this is how you start looking at things as a way to hire. Never get in the point where you're saying, I'll just do it myself. It's easier if I do it myself. It's a very horrible place to be, and you're not going to survive as a business owner because you're just going to kill yourself. And always be looking at ways that you can offset things. Maybe put a process behind it before you offset it, just because maybe you can automate some things behind it and save yourself some hours of what you're paying. But always look at weaknesses, blank spaces, and ways you can take very small hour projects off your plate and watch your business grow. I know it's scary at first to offset some of this stuff, but I'm telling you, it's the greatest feeling in the world when you find the right people to take these on for you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. It's Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday. If you love this, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next Thursday where we're thinking like entrepreneurs.